Our school field trip had 8 students, 2 teachers, and a campsite that doesn't exist on any map. By the end of it, only 7 of us came back. I need to start from the beginning. It was my junior year. Our biology teacher, Mr. Halloran, organized an overnight trip into the state forest. Field research for extra credit. 8 of us signed up. We drove 2 hours out, past the point where our phones lost signal completely. No bars, not even an emergency signal. The campsite was already set up when we arrived. Tents in a perfect circle, a fire pit dead center. Mr. Halloran said the site was reserved. I never saw paperwork. I never saw a ranger. I never saw another living soul out there but us. The first night felt normal. Stories, food, laughter. Then around midnight I noticed our other chaperone, Ms. Reyes, standing at the tree line. Not walking, not looking around. Just facing the dark, completely still, like she was waiting for something to come out. I asked if she was okay. She turned slowly, smiled. The kind of smile that doesn't reach the eyes, doesn't even try to. "Just checking on someone," she said. There was no one out there. I checked twice. I barely slept. Around 3 a.m., footsteps started circling the tents. Slow, measured, like someone pacing off a distance. I unzipped my tent just enough to see Ms. Reyes walking the circle around us, lips moving, counting under her breath. She got to the number 8 and stopped directly outside my tent. The next morning, Priya, one of the other girls, said she'd dreamed someone stood over her all night, counting her breaths one by one. She laughed it off. None of us did. That second day, Mr. Halloran led 4 of us deeper into the woods for a research hike. What we found wasn't research. It was a second campsite, abandoned, tents rotted through, half sunken into the dirt, everything coated in years of dust and decay, except the sleeping bags. 8 of them, folded neatly in a row. Not 7, not 9, 8. And, unlike everything else at that campsite, they looked brand new. No dust, no mildew. One of them, when I stepped close, was still warm, like someone had just climbed out of it. Mr. Halloran said it was an old scout camp, told us not to worry about it. His voice didn't shake once. That's what scared me most. It should have shaken. That night the fire refused to catch. Ms. Reyes said she'd handle it, took a flashlight and walked into the tree line. She was gone for 23 minutes. I counted. When she came back, she wore that same smile. "Everything's taken care of now," she said. Nobody asked what that meant. We were too afraid the answer would be worse than the question. At 2 a.m., my tent zipper started moving. Slowly, deliberately, like whoever it was didn't want to startle me awake. I kept my eyes shut, just barely open through my lashes. Mr. Halloran, crouched at the entrance, staring directly at my chest, watching it rise and fall, counting. He zipped my tent closed again and moved on to the next one. I didn't sleep again that night. In the morning, Priya was pale. She'd seen the same thing at her tent, except she swore it was Ms. Reyes crouched there, not Mr. Halloran. 2 different people, doing the exact same thing at the exact same time in 2 different places. We packed early, made excuses. Mr. Halloran didn't argue, just said, calm as ever, "That's fine. We got what we came for." Nobody asked what it was. On the drive back, nobody spoke. I kept glancing at the rear-view mirror out of habit, and somewhere past the second hour I caught a face in the back seat looking straight at mine. Clear, detailed, familiar, almost like someone I'd known my whole life. I blinked and looked again. The face was still there, but I couldn't tell you a single thing about it anymore. Not the eyes, not the shape of it, nothing. Like my mind had already started erasing it the second time I looked. We did a head count out of habit when we got back. 8 students climbed into that van that morning. Only 7 of us climbed out. Nobody could explain the 8th passenger who'd sat in the back the entire ride. The one none of us remembered speaking to. The one none of us could describe even seconds after looking directly at them. We each remembered someone sitting there. We just couldn't agree on who. Mr. Halloran retired that year. Miss Reyes transferred schools without notice, mid-semester. Neither of them ever mentioned the trip again. Not once, not even when asked directly. I looked it up recently. That same field research trip still runs every year. Same campsite, same forest. This year, the sign-up sheet has 8 names on it again. I checked the list. My name wasn't the only new one on it this time. Priya's name was there too.